Hi, my name is Paul Chrysley. I'm with BMC Software's FootPrints Service Core Technical Support Team. Today we're going to talk about how to use the dynamic SQL lookup feature for fields within your forms on FootPrints Service Core 12. To do this, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need a workspace with some fields that we can use for this purpose. We're also going to need to know the credentials to do the lookup to the external data source. In this case, we're going to be using our FootPrints Service Core database, so we'll need access to that as well. Let's get started and see how it works. First thing you want to do is go into your container and the record definition you want to do this in. Open up your field and choose the field that you want to perform the lookup on. In this case, we're going to look up the user ID, and we'll use that to find out the first name of the person. So we'll highlight that field, we'll hit link to data source, and like I said, this is a local database, so I'm going to put in localhost because my SQL Server is co-hosted with my Service Core server. Yours should not be this way, but in testing purposes, this is fine. We're going to use the standard SQL port, which is 1433, and this will be a SQL Server database type. My database name is FPSC DB001. And I created a special SQL account just for this purpose. So we get all that populated, we hit connect. That should be successful, and it was. So now we'll choose the table within this database that we're going to draw from. I've previously looked, and the one we want is AB_002. I'm actually utilizing one of the FootPrints address books as my data source. So now we're going to map the fields that will be populated when we do this lookup. So obviously we did the search on user ID. We'll want to do that, and we'll just use the user ID column in the database, or in this case, that's actually from that address book. And we're also going to look up the first name, which will be first name, if I can find it in the list here. Once those are chosen, you can choose who can do these. It could be agents, customers, or both. In this case, I'll go ahead and choose both. Do you want these to happen automatically under a few different conditions, such as when a customer submits a new record, or when the link contact populates this automatically, or say a dependent field is populated as a result of this lookup? Also, there's some options for doing if you get multiple returns, what sort of events do you want, or what sort of process do you want it to follow, and the order in which you want it to do the lookup. So once you get all of this configured, simply save, and work your way on out and publish. So we'll just do our publish here. We'll say yes. All right, as you can see, our publication has succeeded. So now we will go ahead and just verify this behavior. So let's open a new ticket here. So we'll go action, new, pick that record type. You'll notice now that this lookup user ID has the little magnifying field next to it. And so I'll put in a known good user ID and search on it. And I'll select that one. And you'll notice now that it populated that from the external data source on both sides. In this case, the first name and the user ID were the same. Now, if you wanted to put in first name and have it look up user ID, you would do the same thing that we did for lookup user ID on the field first name. That way it could be reciprocal. You could put in the first name and pull the user ID versus the way we have it right now, where you can only put in the user ID and get the first name. Hopefully this helps get you started. As always, if you have questions, technical support is available for you. Have a great day.